Hello and welcome back to the Balion Studios YouTube channel. My name is Jazz and I'm the founder of Balion Studios. I am here with another video for you. A video tutorial that is going to cover windmill. Where's the windmill around here? There ain't no windmill around here, but I'm going to show you how it's done. So I'm going to exclude the arms for the first part because this particular move is essentially, it's kind of like, think of it as a turbine. Think of it as like a twist essentially in your body. Something that sometimes my little one is doing as well. But I'm going to show you and break down mostly the legs. Now we always start with a neutral position, which is knees soft bend, legs hip width distance apart, very soft bend here. Now this particular move, when we're doing it, we're going to start with a cross because it is like I said, a windmill turns, right? So we're essentially going to try and mimic that, and the windmill term kind of comes with the fact that we're using our arms as well. But for this particular move, I'm not going to be using too much of my arms because the technique of this move comes from this getting the bottom part of the twist. And it's a question that we get asked very often, like how do you hold and keep your balance? Now in terms of that particular question itself, we do have I have a video that that talks about weight and shifting of weight. This is really important because we need to understand that your weight needs to be in the center of your foot to be able to move your weight either forward or back. Okay, so what I mean by that is, yes, I know. What I mean by that is when we move our weight forward, we're going weight onto the toes, and it doesn't require for you to lift up your heels. All it takes is your body is swaying forward, and then when you're center, that's kind of where it is, and then when you go back, your body kind of goes back and your weight is mostly in your heels. Now how can you tell? You tell because you'll be able to know and feel the pressure between the three different sections of your foot. Okay, really important in dance because that is where we contact the floor. Most of the time we're always on our feet anyway when we're walking and dancing, at least, or you could be on the floor when you're dancing, whatever. But essentially the foot is the one that does a lot of the work in terms of understanding the way that we should be moving. So coming back to the windmill, we're going to take right leg to cross over the left leg. So we're going to take right leg to cross over the left leg like this, and then what we're going to do is we are going to twist over the left shoulder. Now if my right leg is crossed in front of my left like this, I can't turn over my right shoulder. When I say can't, I mean this in the sense that if your feet were glued into the floor, planted and placed and grounded into the floor, you can't physically, I can't. It's just does not work. Okay, so which means that we are only able to pivot or turn in one direction, and that is the direction which is over your left shoulder. So what that takes is, right now my feet have an even distribution of weight. What I'm going to do is soften my knees, and I'm going to slowly twist my feet without going on my toes or on my heels to be able to turn around. So what that looks like is using pressure, using my weight, I'm going to turn my body as much as I can. As you can see, my feet, my weight in my feet are moving for me to be able to pivot and come back to this position. It looks a little bit odd because I'm doing it in slow motion. Now again, same thing again, right leg crossing over left, and we're going to turn around. How did I do that so quick? Practice. That's all. Okay, if you're losing your balance, two things to remember. First thing is, if you're losing your balance, you may be crossing your foot a bit too directly in line with your other foot. Okay, so what you might need to do is give your legs and your feet some room. So I oftentimes cross in a diagonal. So my right leg is crossing in a diagonal left to my diagonal left, and when I turn, I'm not going up on my toes, which is okay as well, but oftentimes you can lose your balance more when you're up on your toes, or when you're on your heels, you can lose your balance. Oftentimes what it takes is a little bit more of a bend in your knees to be able to get that motion. So again, we're crossing and then we're going to bend to go turn around. Okay, what's happening? If you notice my feet when I turn, I am using a little bit of this and a little bit of this in between. This is the reason why I talked about where the pressure or where the weight is in your foot when you are doing this move. Now, of course, adding the hands will make sense, and that will also help with momentum. However, the technique and the clarity of the movement comes from this section here. Okay, the clarity can also come from, of course, your hands as well, but I'm saying that in terms of really getting the grounding of the step and the momentum that will then be added onto it. The grounding is important though, so that you don't lose your balance. Okay, so right leg crossing over left again. Oops, I'll do that again. Right leg crossing over left again. Knees going a little bit down. And notice my feet. I'm going flat, flat, flat till lifting, lifting, lifting to come to this position. Okay, and that's okay. Again, I'm doing it slowly, so that's why it looks really odd. But if we were to increase the speed right now, right leg crossing over left, we turn. That looks easier, quicker, sharper, right? Why? Because I did all of those things that I'm saying in the one motion. So again, right leg crossing over left, twist, and now as you can see, I'm not bending my knees as much anymore because it takes a lot of practice to be able to get that center and to be able to get your body used to that movement. Okay, so if you're not getting it yet, don't worry, it will come. Trust me, I believe in you. All you need to do is really just understand. Right leg crossing, you can do left leg crossing as well. I'm just focusing on right leg crossing, okay, right now. So right leg crossing over left, slight bend, and turn. Okay, again, right leg crossing over left, slight bend, and turn. As you can see, when I do that, that helps, and that's kind of where the motion comes through. But the focus of this particular tutorial is really just to get you used to the crossing and the groundedness and your balance. Okay, so that is the first layer. Eventually, when you use your arms, you're going to be able to do it with your arms. So that's why the windmill motion, because not only are you turning like a turbine this way, but you're also going to use your arms to swing, which I will probably do in another video. So for now though, the main practice and the main lesson is for you to be able to learn how to twist your body. Could be in the other direction, which I didn't go into. That's okay. Practice one direction first because you can get really dizzy doing these. So right leg crossing over left, twist, and you can use a little bit of your arms to be able to twist your body. So let's do that again. Right leg crossing over left, twist. That's it. Again, right leg crossing over left, twist. That is kind of what it looks like right now. I am using my arms because the arms also complement, like I said, it complements, of course, the speed, complements the center of gravity, essentially. Helps to kind of pull everything in together. But I hope that was useful to be able to learn how to stay grounded in the twist movement and also to keep your feet onto the floor instead of doing it like this. Okay, I don't know, maybe you feel like your feet might go all over the place, which then eventually kind of looks messy, which can also be a movement. Don't get me wrong, that can be a technique or can be a different way of doing it. But if you're looking at kind of fine-tuning your movements to make it look sharp, to make it look quick, then we only have that one motion, that one step to be able to get to that crispy look. So be kind to yourself. Practice as much as you can. It will take time, but that's okay. That's all we need to do is practice. So until then, see you in the next one.